The movie opens by introducing us to Stan, a wealthy man, living a comfortable life in America, but his wealth didn't come from hard work or luck. Instead, he's been making money by taking advantage of others. Stan buys real estate at a low price from desperate people, and only to sell it later at a much higher price. This sneaky way of getting rich didn't go unnoticed for a long time, but one day, people started to realize what Stan was doing, and they got really angry. One day, an old woman, fed up with Stan's tricks, decides to tell the authorities about his shady business. The police waste no time and arrest Stan. Soon after, they build a solid case against him, and Stan finds himself in court. Stan's wife, Mindy, is heartbroken when she hears about his arrest. She never imagined that their life would take such a turn. Stan, using his wealth and influence, manages to persuade the court to give him some time. His lawyer convinces the judge to grant Stan a 6-month period before he has to go to prison, promising that they would gather more information. Now, Stan has 6 months of freedom left, but he's completely lost and doesn't know what to do. The next day, Stan heads to a big bar, feeling down about his future in prison. He can't stop thinking about what lies ahead. While he's deep in thought, a group of former prisoners walks into the bar. They all have huge, muscular bodies covered in tattoos, and Stan gets really scared just by looking at them. Desperate for information, Stan approaches one of them and offers him money in exchange for advice on surviving prison. The guy starts explaining what life is like behind bars. He tells Stan that no one cares about him in prison. The prisoners are ruthless, constantly fighting, and that they could easily hurt or even kill him. To make matters worse, he points out that Stan's small size will make him an easy target. Hearing all this in one night leaves Stan shocked and terrified. Determined to protect himself, Stan wastes no time and goes to a martial arts training center the next day. He explains his situation to the trainers and starts his training, but Stan has never done anything like this before, and he struggles to keep up. Instead of learning quickly, he acts in childish ways, and the people at the center soon tell him that he doesn't belong there, throwing him out. Feeling hopeless, Stan believes he has no way to defend himself in prison. But just when Stan is about to give up, he meets an old man outside the training center. This old man isn't just anyone, he's actually a famous fighter. He tells Stan that he understands his fear and offers to train him. Stan, seeing a glimmer of hope, eagerly agrees and invites the old man to stay at his house. The old man moves in with Stan and Mindy, and the training begins the next day. The old man's training methods are harsh. He makes Stan drink the most disgusting concoctions, mixing worms, bugs, and even a horse's tongue, claiming it will make him stronger. Stan, having never experienced anything like this, reluctantly goes along with it. The old man also puts Stan through bizarre and painful exercises, like burning his skin with a flammable stick and making him hang in the air by his nipples. Stan, desperate to survive in prison, does everything the old man asks, even though it's incredibly tough. Meanwhile, Mindy is upset with the old man's presence in their home. She's tired of him making a mess and asks Stan why he doesn't just tell the old man to leave. But Stan, scared about what's going to happen to him in prison, explains that he needs the old man's help. To make Mindy understand how scared he is, Stan even pretends as something has occurred in the house, frightening her, hoping she'll sympathize with him. Frustrated and scared, Mindy leaves the house and goes to stay with her family. With Mindy gone, the old man ramps up Stan's training. He has Stan break bricks and wood with his bare hands, even using just his fingers. Slowly but surely, Stan starts gaining strength. One day, after getting into a fight with someone on the street and winning, Stan begins to feel more confident in his combat skills. 6 months pass, and it's time for Stan to face the court again. Mindy watches from a distance, tears in her eyes as Stan is sentenced to 3 years in prison. As he's transported to the prison, the other prisoners try to scare him on the bus, but Stan doesn't back down. Instead, he threatens them, showing that he's not afraid. Once inside the prison, Stan is assigned to a cell with another prisoner named Larry. Stan quickly makes Larry switch beds with him, establishing dominance. Larry turns out to be a good guy who shows Stan the ropes of prison life. He explains that the prison is divided into 4 groups, each led by a dangerous leader. There's a group of black prisoners, Mexicans, Nazis, and Russians. Larry warns Stan to stay away from these groups, as they're extremely dangerous and could kill him. He also introduces Stan to Raymond, the most feared prisoner of all. Raymond is known for his incredible strength and brutality, and no one has ever dared to challenge him. One day, Raymond grabs a prisoner named Robbie and starts strangling him with his bare hands. Stan, feeling a sense of responsibility, steps in and tells Raymond to stop. Furious, Raymond attacks Stan, and the two start fighting. The entire prison watches in awe as Stan breaks Raymond's fingers and wins the fight. Stan warns everyone that if they mess with him, they'll face the same fate. The prisoners are stunned by Stan's fighting skills and start to respect him. Stan's newfound respect in the prison catches the attention of the warden, Gask, who has his own sinister plans, calls Stan to his office. He reveals that he wants to turn the prison into a real estate project and needs Stan's help. In exchange, he offers to reduce Stan's sentence to just 6 months. Seeing an opportunity to get out early, Stan agrees to help Gask, But things take a dark turn when Stan overhears Gask and his partner talking about their plan to eliminate many of the prisoners to make the prison fail and take it over. Stan is horrified by what he hears. He realizes that the prisoners are just waiting for their deaths, and he starts thinking about how to help them. The next day, Stan gathers the prisoners and explains that they need to stop fighting each other. He tells them that if they continue to fight, they'll be shot one by one. He urges them to come to him if they have any problems, promising to help them resolve their issues peacefully. Stan also collects all the dangerous weapons from the prisoners, making the prison a safer place. The prisoners, seeing that Stan genuinely wants to help them, start to trust him. They stop fighting and even begin celebrating each other's birthdays. The prison, once filled with violence and fear, becomes a place of peace. But Gask is furious. His plan to create chaos in the prison is falling apart, and he realizes that Stan is the one responsible for the change. Gask decides to take matters into his own hands. He beats up Stan and threatens to kill his wife if he doesn't stop interfering with his plans. Terrified for Mindy's safety, Stan is forced to back down. He stops helping the prisoners and becomes distant, refusing to get involved in their problems. Larry, seeing the change in Stan, is heartbroken. As Stan finishes Gask's work, Gask prepares to cut Stan's sentence and let him go, but Stan knows that if he leaves, the prisoners will be in grave danger. He comes up with a plan to save them. The prisoners are known for fighting at night, and if the court members see a fight break out, it will give Gask the perfect excuse to start shooting at them. Stan does everything he can to prevent the court members from looking through the window, but the prisoners start gathering near the wall, preparing to fight. Just when it seems like all hope is lost, the prisoners remember Stan's words and decide to do something unexpected. Instead of fighting, they play a song and start dancing, showing no signs of anger or violence. Gask, enraged by their defiance, starts firing at them with a gun, but the court members, shocked by Gask's actions, realize that he's the true villain. Gask is arrested and sent to prison for his crimes. The next day, Stan is released from prison, and Mindy is there to welcome him home. The movie ends with Stan finally free, having learned the value of kindness and the importance of standing up for what's right. Dear viewers, that's the story of Big Stan. Thanks for watching. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to give us a like, join the family by subscribing to our channel, and hit the bell icon for more movie recaps. Until next time, take care and stay safe.